Hi, dear friends. This is Wasima. I hope you are doing great. I am so happy to come today to talk about this topic. I found I found this tag just recently because I'm not much into social media that much, but when I found it, I was like, "Oh, I need to make this. I need to do it." So I'm coming today with trying to say 10 decks. I will try to keep it to 10 decks, but I'll focus more on tarot decks. Oh, this card is falling. I will focus more on tarot decks, but I will show you maybe just 2 or 3 oracle decks at the end that correspond to intuitive and storytelling decks. So, first, my definitely when we talk about intuition, it's definitely my way of reading the cards. Intuition, channeling, and the story of the soul. Because I feel in every reading that it is the soul of the person that wants to speak through me, the deep need of the person that is speaking through me. Uh, Also, some people say, okay, maybe it's the guides or things like that, but I really believe that we are all interconnected. Every reading we do is for us also. Every reading we do is for the other person. So there is this, the fabric. I talk always about the fabric of all of us together. We are all connected as a web, and through this connection, we can uh, put into words what the person actually or what the soul wants to say. So now, when we say things, some people, for example, do readings through metaphors, which is really another interesting way of allowing the intuition also of the receiver of the reading to dive in and to connect to what is unconscious. So, important to say that when we talk about intuition, we are connecting to that unconscious part. So, storytelling is the way to bring that intuition in front, or that unconscious part in front. Metaphors, imagery, symbols, and also discussion with the person. I just recently did a video about Mary Greaves' books, and in Tarot for Yourself, in her book, she talks about these questions, the art of asking the questions. What do you think about this? And what does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? What does it make you think of? Does it remind you of something? So there is this discussion also and storytelling that you can create with the person you are doing the reading for. Of course, we don't have all the time the chance to have a person physically. For example, for me, I do most of my sessions online. The person does not see the cards, but sometimes I just show some. But I don't have that chance, that opportunity to make them participate in the reading. However, in when you are in a group, I am facilitating with the partner now some groups, to learn and connect creatively with tarot. It's really interesting that all the group watches the card and see what it thinks, what they think about it, say what they think about it, feel about it, and the story they see in the card. And everyone will see a different story, and that's another thing that is very fascinating about tarot. So the imagery has to transport me, but also I need to think about the reader, right? If I do that, about the person that is asking for the reading. So let's say it has to be in the pictures. It has to be very expressive. Has a line of story. Has enough elements to bring the person into the imaginative realm. Sometimes, we use just few symbols, cards with just simple things, but I found that it's better to have people have uh, um, things from our daily life in that case. All right. So these texts that I'm talking about now are when you are with a person, right? So I think always about this. I am with a person, she is seeing the spread. I want her also to participate. And in that case, this is the Ma'at Tarot, which is one of my favorites. I have used it recently in one of my courses with Zara. She offers classes about Ma'at. I'm a guardian of Ma'at, and every year she offers this again, and it's just a course that I love. So I use it intensively since that training, and I found it really speaking to me as as a deck of truth. So I started using it more for my readings, and yeah, it has these story elements, the enough elements to bring, and to show to the other person in a reading. In the same line, I love this deck. I love this deck. I'm even thinking about getting a bigger version because I think it will show better the story. But yeah, um, another deck in the same line, Italian stories. I share it with people. There is the Llewellyn. The Llewellyn is also another deck that has this storyline. People it's the type of painting makes it also emotional and vibrant. It's as if it's moving. It's dynamic. It's close. There are some decks that make you feel close to these people, as if you have always lived with them. Proximity. I feel this queen. I know her. I've always been her, or I've always lived with her. So this is also interesting as a factor as an element of choosing a deck that makes people less fearful of a tarot reading. I'm sure if you do readings, you have many people it's their first time to make tarot reading, or they come with a question that is so important that they are afraid of the answer. So it's reassuring. It makes them feel, even with difficult image, it makes them feel comfortable with that yellowish, greeny aspect. At least for me, this is the effect it makes me feel. And I would go to this deck because I feel, oh, I'm coming home to seek counsel. Another deck in the same vibe, I would say, saying a storytelling and even a broader storytelling. It's a story that can link animals, the earth, the many people. It's also a deck that brings a freshness. The blue borders remind me always of water, and I feel like it can be really watery, emotionally speaking. But it's a deck that brings also the clarity because of the cards are clear. There is not the dreamy aspect we have seen in the Llewellyn, which makes it even brighter. We get a brighter idea of the reading. We get brighter vision of the question. So there are some stories that bring you into the dreamy side to talk about emotions and bring things out. And there are stories that, bring you like, okay, so this is what's happened, and this is the impact, and this is the consequences. What are you going to do about it? So this is the spirit, I feel, of this type of storytelling with this one. A lot of clarity. And I was thinking about trimming the borders, to be honest, because the cards are big, and I feel like these are all like loss of space. Just make it so big for nothing. But yeah, okay. Another. I forgot one deck. I should have bought another deck. I just remind maybe another video. Okay, so another one that some of you have showed for sure, the Margaret Peterson, a deck, intuitive deck, and again, this enters into the category of dreaming, you know, delving into each card in a deep way. Um, it's very interesting also because, you know, by the style of painting, it's it feels as if it's showing the movement of energy and at the same time coming from the past. So this might be interesting to, you know, talk about the memories, or some people call it the past lives. What story, what past life am I having at the moment, or what past memory are coming into the surface and telling the story of that, you know? There is also something about the ancestral memory that is coming very strongly now that I'm talking to you with this deck. Um, Very interesting also for emotions, as some of you have shared also about these decks. Yeah, I feel the storytelling of our ancestors and our old memories might be really interesting. Continents. What about the story of some continents, of a place, of a house? For example, some people will come and ask you, "Should I buy this house?" And then, okay, let's check the energy of the house and see the story of that house. So it will be storytelling, but a real storytelling about the house you're gonna buy, or you're gonna live in. So there is something about the memory in this deck. Okay, trying to put things in order because I have so many cards. Okay, wait. All right, another deck into this line of storytelling. I wonder if um, there is this. I think I'm gonna bring these two because I use them both together. So there is the Tidewig Tarot, and the Dreaming Way Tarot. And so these cards together tell a lot of stories, a lot of. Why do I always have cards that are mixed and the others reversed? So yeah, see, I always have cards mixed the other way. A story where these actors are taking place, or this act is taking place in this environment, and you can imagine, and you see the interactions, you see the Pope and this being, which is maybe the devil, maybe it's our shadowy aspect, the hidden aspect of us, looking at the Pope as if, am I waiting for instructions? Am I waiting for reprimand? Like, you know, punishment, or something, an advice. So there is like, these cards interact so well together for me that you know, the magician, and you see some elements that, you know, come together. Well, Ace of and strength, and you see this interaction, like, am I taking my power And then what am I gonna do with it? Justice with the Nine of Swords, and we are seeing justice. Justice has a sword usually, but it's looking here. It's looking, maybe there is something regarding revenge, or maybe something regarding an issue, like justice issue. Um, the Eight of Swords and the Devil. You can maybe start down the story of this lady that maybe she looked into the mirror and she found herself imprisoned, and then how can she go out from that? What can help her? Oh, Sister of Cups, maybe like an old memory about her mom, or an old memory of happiness came to her, and then she found herself again. She found the strength and clarity to get out of that mirror, and then and so on. So it's like I'm just telling anything, right now, but I find it really interesting that these just like they are kind of friends. Everyone is bringing its its talk to it, and its addition to the story. So I'm really enjoying. I'm really enjoying these two together, and yeah, the only thing I wish I could have is another deck of each, because that's another problem, when we do readings, um, is that you use them. I use them at home, right? I use them for my work, online work. That's okay. I have my environment. But if you bring these out, the indie decks is something I really think about. Like, uh, what if I lose a card? I lost cards, that I brought outside. A card falling somewhere and so on. It happened. But yeah, so how can I do if these two decks I don't have them anymore? I'm sure I'm gonna find others, but at the same time, um, I'm having difficulty to use some cards out of my context because I want to protect them. So that's maybe would be another video, because I'm thinking about getting a second copy of the horse decks that I use most of the time, just in case. But yeah, I'm thinking about it, and we can talk about it another day. Another deck for storytelling, the Lost Tarot. This one I have it in my shop, and I know it's out of print. So if you want to have a copy, you still can have a copy from my shop. The link is below, Core Magic. And this deck for storytelling, it's really really interesting, because it's an act. So you'll find people. That aspect of interaction between people, and continuing the history of what is happening there. As I really enjoy, especially if you have a big space. I'm here like for the video, it's smallish, so I'm trying to show you the most I can, but it's really interesting to make these cards interact in a spread, in a storytelling spread. For example, the beginning, there is the hero's journey. I think I put it in some of my books. The hero's journey, you can do that spread to make a storytelling, to make a story. Sorry. So the fool, he's going on a journey. He wanted to explore different lands. He wanted to travel, and then he had to work maybe to have the money that he wanted to do to for traveling. But then the problem and the issue, the challenge, and then someone comes and helps him, and so on. So there is this type of spreads that help you tell a story if it's your first time, or you are a beginner in this way of saying the story. Anyway, all right. I try to make shorter videos, but we are passionate about tarot, so what do we do? But anyway, this deck goes very well into, and this one is becoming my horse deck, one I use for readings. It's very, very, very nice, very easy to read. All right, so how many decks did we show today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, three more. Three more. All right, I will just put this one, the little monsters, because I did a video about the creations of this artist that I love, and I hope one day she will come back to resell her decks because they are beautiful. So this one is the little monsters, and on my stories, it has so many stories to say. Like, this child of cup, why is he sitting there? He looks like, oh, he's dreamy, but he's sad. What does he want to do? Maybe he had a dream. Oh, the hermit, maybe he had a dream about maybe he had a dream about a king or something. And you continue just like imagining what these beings are telling. I love this deck. I really love it. I don't use it much for others. It's mostly for me because I feel it is like a soul story. It's my soul story that it says, and I'm so attached to these beings. So yeah, this one is really you'll find it very simple. So you see, I was talking about what type of cards you use with others, and now I'm showing you these cards that I show for myself that say the story of my own soul, and I don't need those big elements to do so. It's just the smallish elements, and it speaks to me right away. So yeah, this one, storytelling for my soul. Soul storytelling, I would call. I don't know if that exists, soul storytelling. All right. 2 last decks, tarot decks. All right. I have so many. I need to keep it to 10. Why? Why should I keep it to 10? I'm so much hesitating. Should I cheat as usual? All right. So we have the witches. What's the name of this deck again? Give me a second. The Green Witch, no? Yeah, the Green Witch. So the Green Witch Tarot, storytelling for sure. And the scenes, again, the greeny aspect, sorry. The greeny, reassuring aspect, the storytelling aspect, for sure, it's a beautiful deck into this category, and there are many that gets into this category. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cheat for today. I'm gonna show you this one, which is the Green Witch Tarot. Very, very, very nice, and I love it also because it has the plants, and I study plants. It has the birds, if they are your spirit allies, animals. It's this year it has been one of my best used decks. Honestly, very, very, very good one. All right, storytelling. One of my oldish decks, the one I appreciate really a lot, and it is the Victorian. You see how my cards became because of humidity and trying to keep it in good form. I have other copies of this deck just just in case. So my horse decks, the ones I use a lot, I try to have several copies because I know myself. I lose cards, I scratch them if I use them a lot, and that's totally okay. Especially if you love these type of decks. I mean, and I'm happy to have several copies because now it's out of print, right? So this one, storytelling, of course, of course. I'm not talking only about the fairies, but the environment, the events. There's a lot of action in this deck, and it's set as a movie. Uh, the you have bad characters, you have good characters, you have it's really one of the best decks that I know about. It has the plants also. And I looked in the guidebook, and they don't have the meaning of the, so you have to find your own, like for example the white rose linked with the night of summer, and that I'm not afraid. I go in and explore the world and explore my gifts and so on. So, and this card, I mean, just with this card, you can make a story. There's so many elements in every card. It's crazy. I should get it again out because I'm not using it. This I'm not using it that much, but I should get it out because it's one of really the best decks I have. Another, let me see if I have another deck that I should show you about storytelling, and it would be maybe the last one, and then we start with honorable mentions. The Uzi, of course, because the scenes, storytelling, and in many, the Arthurian, I just made videos about Arthurian and my study of it. It's another deck, also very shamanic, and you can use it for storytelling. But the fact that you have empty cards, it makes your imagination wonder, what is happening? Why is there no one there? Where are they? What it's like there is something about before the action and after the action. So let's say this card, for example, the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, we know there is something about, like, I don't know what to do, I'm not sure, blah blah blah. Nothing attracts me, nothing is motivating me. I'm feeling so just tired of everything. There is something about that, and it's not filling. Something is not filling anymore. But where is the person? There is an absence. That absence makes you create and imagine. You can imagine that maybe the person is this stone, and maybe the person became a stone because she stayed fixed in the past, or maybe she didn't know how to make emotions flow, and then it transformed it to a stone. Or maybe he watched something and that made him a stone. Or maybe there is an event that made him feel that way, and so on. So it's you dive into the card, you jump in, and and you start imagining the three of pentacles. Three of Pentacles, what is going on? And you see, like, something not complete. So where are people? Something is not yet finished. Why did they leave that there? So it's like, okay, I need to work it out because nobody's there. So I'm gonna do the work. And you imagine so many things. It makes you. So this one is really nice to work with people, and there are so many other cards that I want to show you. But anyway, okay. Let's honorable mention. We arrived to 10. Honorable mention. Okay. Uy, Botan Tarot, of course. The Botan Tarot. Look at the back of the cards. It's so beautiful. Actually, I have another copy of this deck. I was going to sell it, and then I'm like, not sure. So this, I mean, if you watch mangas or Korean drama, I mean, this is really, really nice tech about that. It gets into that category of, you know, um, hmm, of storytelling, manga style. There are other decks that enter into this category. So let me just honorable mentions. We are in the honorable mentions. I'm cheating big time. The same category, this deck. I don't know if you know by this Korean tarot cards, storytelling, Korean style, and really, really lovely for that work. I didn't use it enough, just for just few readings, but I feel it will be so nice for this type of um, theme we are talking about here. Yeah, it's a story in itself, and actually the guidebooks of these decks created by Secret of the Kingdom, I think they Prime use. I have these decks on my shop, and they went out so quickly. Their guidebooks are really, really informative. I love them. Okay, one last honorable mention. I'm so, I'm so, I know. I'm so funny. One last two honorable mentions. Mystical Moments, Hashtaro, very, very good for this type of storytelling. Okay, and one last uh, honorable mentions. Honorable mention. Okay, intuitive storytelling decks, Oracle. Now we are talking about Oracle decks. So there is the cosmic laws, which we created, um, I think 4 years ago. I don't remember, but it's very intuitive. People say it's appeasing, but also they see a lot of things happening in the cards, which inspire them a lot. Actually, in the guidebook, we have added a section at the end about what do you see in each card, and many people participated, um, telling their own story. Oh, I see this. Oh, I see scorpion. Or I see a wolf. What is a wolf doing there? Oh, I see someone like a scorpion or a crab, getting into. Oh, I see an island. So people have participated a lot in this exercise, and it was really amazing because, it's a projection work, but it's a story work also. Um, two people are trying to connect. Why didn't they connect? What is, you know, and the polarity, or maybe someone didn't let them meet together, and they were so angry, and that transformed them into a monster. And then, so many funny things that you can see and you can imagine. This one is the West of the Moon, by my partner Yana, also very, very, very nice, very nice. Her decks are amazing for storytelling. Actually, it's called Metaphoric Work. Anyway, you can check her work below. But it's really, really nice because it takes you to all that imagination that is not logical. Like you will see beings, animals, big. Is it a mountain, or is it a fox? And this one going to meet and maybe offering something. And then, oh, what is he asking? If he's offering something, maybe he wants something in exchange. And you see this lady, making maybe a snow or maybe a fog. And then why? And you see this person is watching. What is happening? Oh, she's watching because we see the moon, the trees in here, and so on. So it's very, very, very nice to dive into stories with these type of decks. And she has two others, Mama Shamana, Yarn and Mirror. Okay, I will stop. I cheated big time. But anyway, I hope you spent a good time with me. If you want to know more about my work, please check it below. I'm an author and editor. We have published some books related to tarot and psychic protection, and many. And these two are really amazing for the next year if you want to dive into your tarot practice and have questions, creative questions to explore. But anyway, check our work below. We are also having a new book going out about roses. We offer initiations at the Temple of Roses. So all the links are below if you want to connect with me, or maybe attend if you are passing by Portugal or Lisbon. So wishing you a very, very nice day. Bye bye.